Yo, what's going on, YouTube, and welcome back to Go Line Hockey. It's your boy, Kevin Forte. Guys, we're taking a look today at the New York Rangers as they have announced the retirement of Henrik Lundqvist. So we'll be going over number 30's career in the NHL in this video. So, Henrik Lundqvist has officially retired from the NHL. It was a tough road for Lundqvist at the end, and his career is officially over. Now, if you guys haven't heard up to this point, if you haven't heard of this, you either don't know the NHL or you live under a rock, or maybe both. Henrik Lundqvist was the 205th draft pick in the 2000 NHL draft. That's the 7th round. Yes, so every team, including the Rangers, passed on him at the very least, at the very most, 5 or 6 times before getting picked. So, Henrik Lundqvist was one of those guys. He played in the Frölunda of the Swedish juniors. He played there in the SEL, and he also, well, it was always the SEL at that time. It eventually became the SHL, but he played in Frölunda with the Frontenacs, and he put up some really good numbers those years, but it was never something that really got on people's radar. I mean, you look at his numbers: an 899, a 948, a 927, and a 935 save percentage. That's some really, really, really good stats. But again, he just fell out. He just fell under the radar. Just there were other goaltenders picked ahead of him. Now, the funny part of this, and it definitely hurts for Islanders fans, 2000 draft, NHL, goalies picked. If you guys remember, who was the first overall pick in the 2000 NHL draft? That's right, New York Islanders goaltender Rick DiPietro, who the Islanders are still buying him out. They are still paying him $1.5 million per year. Yes, everybody reminds me of that. Every year it happens. He was the first overall pick of the Islanders. He was supposed to be the face of the franchise. And of course, it was Mike Milbury who made that move. So, good job, Milbury. Brent Cron was picked 9th overall by the Calgary Flames. Never heard of him. Ilya Bryzgalov, Spaceman, as everybody likes to call him. Look up Ilya Bryzgalov interviews online. It gets quite interesting. He actually put together a pretty good career. He was 44th overall in the 2nd round, a pick of the Anaheim Ducks. So, okay, you can make an argument for Brizzy. Matthew Choynad, 45th overall, right after Bryzgalov, to the Ottawa Senators. Dan Ellis, I remember hearing about Ellis. He was 60th overall in the 2nd round, Dallas Stars draft pick. Mikael Tellqvist, 70th overall by the Toronto Maple Leafs. That's a 3rd round pick. Peter Hammerlick, 3rd round by the Penguins. Doesn't really bring up any bells there. Jean-Francois Ragin, 3rd round by the Maple Leafs again. Stefan Liv, 4th round by the Red Wings. Never heard of him. Gislan Rousseau, 4th round by the Buffalo Sabres. Levente Zuber, 116th overall by the Calgary Flames. Davis Parsley, 120th overall by the Panthers. Brandon Snee, a New York Rangers draft pick as a goaltender in the 5th round. Brandon Snee was not the goaltender in that draft for the Rangers. Matus Kostar, 6th round by the New Jersey Devils. Nathan Marsters by the Los Angeles Kings in the 6th round. Nolan Schaefer, 166th overall by the Sharks. Zdenek Smeed, 168th overall by the Atlanta Thrashers. Shane Bendera by the Blue Jackets. Roman Chekmanik, 171st overall. I think they just butchered that up. Michael Ayers by the Chicago Blackhawks in the 6th round. Jure Penko, 7th round by the Predators. And Henrik Lundqvist. So, all those goaltenders were picked ahead of Henrik Lundqvist, and you could easily argue that Henrik Lundqvist was the best goaltender out of all of them. And it's just interesting to see how that works out. I mean, we've seen this in other drafts too. Pekka Rinne, also a 7th round draft pick. And look at the illustrious career he had with the Nashville Predators. And you look at his accomplishments that he had with the Rangers. He had plenty. I mean, he's one of those guys that put together a really good career. I mean, he really he took the bag in 2013. On December 4th, 2013, signed a 7-year, $53 million contract extension, making him the highest paid goaltender in the NHL at the time. And then in 2017, Lundqvist recorded his 400th win in a game against the Colorado Avalanche, becoming the 12th player in NHL history to earn 400 wins. In 2014, he founded the Henrik Lundqvist Foundation. In 2010, Lundqvist became the first NHL goaltender to win at least 30 games in his first 5 seasons after defeating the Devils. In 2005, he also won the 2 most prestigious awards in the Swedish Hockey League, the Golden Puck and the Golden Helmet. He won the Vezina Trophy in 2012, carried the New York Rangers to 3 Eastern Conference Finals and a Stanley Cup Final in a 4-year span from 2012 to 2015. And like I said, in 2016, he surpassed Hall of Famer netminder Dominik Hasek for the most regular season wins by a European goaltender. I mean, you just look, it goes on and on. A 4-time All-Star. This was the face of the franchise for the New York Rangers for his entire career. And he's one of those guys that he paid his dues. He's 39 years old. He played in over 800 NHL games. Let's take a look. How many wins did he have? He had 459 wins in the NHL. He had a career .918 save percentage. I mean, this guy was legit. And it's one of those things where now the question comes when I get to retirement. The real question is he a Hall of Famer? And if he is a Hall of Famer, is he a first ballot Hall of Famer? And there are guys that are not in the Hall of Fame that should be. And Henrik Lundqvist, with all the accomplishments he has, with all the success he had with the Rangers, with the good feeling story of being a 7th round draft pick out of nowhere, becoming an elite goaltender, there's one thing on that resume that he doesn't have, and it's that Stanley Cup. He never was able to win a Stanley Cup, and he will be like a guy that retired a few years ago, like Roberto Luongo, a great goaltender that was able to carry teams but just was not able to get over that hump of winning that Stanley Cup. And you look at a rival of his like Marty Brodeur, he was an easy first-class Hall of Famer because of those Stanley Cups. He not only was a great goaltender, he broke records, but he also had the cups. And it's one of those things where, that's why for a long time Alexander Ovechkin took a lot of heat because he had all these accolades. He was such a great player, but he wasn't able to get that grand prize of winning the Stanley Cup. And I think he's a Hall of Famer. Is he a first ballot Hall of Famer? The first time he's up for a Hall of Fame, will he win it? Probably not. He probably won't get in right away, but at some point, Henrik Lundqvist will be in the Hall of Fame. But again, people are always going to make that argument that because he didn't win a championship, that will always hang over his head. And at 39 years old, he gave it his all. He gave it his best. And I really want to give credit to a great career for Lundqvist. And the problem is, too, at the end of his career, you could just tell. And I always bring this up in videos when I talk about goaltenders signing long-term deals in their 30s. The second they hit 30, they are officially a ticking time bomb. That guy, so if he signs a 10-year deal, right, you're taking that bet. Okay, let's say an 8-year deal because you can't sign 10-year deals. Let's say till he's 38. He's 30 years old. He signs an 8-year contract, right? He may make it till age 38 and still be a great goaltender. Marc-Andre Fleury, Marty Brodeur, right? It does happen. But the second that a goaltender falls off, whether it's 30, 31, or 40 or 41, the second they fall off, it's over. They hit that wall and it gets in a goaltender's head. And the most important thing in goaltending is your head. You need to be there mentally. And it gets harder to do as your body deteriorates and stuff like that. And Henrik Lundqvist got to that point. He obviously had some things that were outside of his control. That happens. But that's it. He really had a great career. And that's pretty much all I got to say. So, guys, let me know what you think in the comment section down below. What do you think of the New York Rangers goaltender Henrik Lundqvist? Is he do for winning the Hall of Fame? And what do you guys think of the jersey retirement? When would you like to see that game this season? Because that will be happening as well. And if you guys like what we're doing here at Goal Line Hockey, want to see the latest news around the NHL and more videos just like this one, make sure to give this video a big thumbs up and an even bigger subscribe down below. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you guys next time.